I'm all the way live. I'm all the way live. Hey, hey, hey. It's all the way live. It's all the way live. It's all the way live. So, all right. I tried to do this a couple of times already. My camera keeps cutting off, you guys. Trying to go live. This is day. What day is this? This is day 3. Day 3 of the 30-day Instagram Go Live Challenge. So yes, we are live. It's all the way live. Hey, hey, hey. So if you're just joining me, like welcome. Yes, my hair is still looking crazy because I was supposed to get it done today, but I didn't have time for all that. So I'm gonna do it tomorrow though, I promise. It's looking like real crazy. I'm trying to go this way. But you know what? I'm looking in the camera and I'm trying to go this way. Wait. Okay, hold on. No, the other way. Ah, that's it. There we go. Okay. I know I'm crazy, but anyway, I'm just giving everybody a few minutes to get here and hopefully you guys will join me. Let's invite some friends. Let's invite some friends to go live with us. And see what I'm up to tonight. Saturday Night Live. So this is an old song, but it's my theme song for my Go Live, right? It's all the way live. So I don't like all the other part. I just like the hook. So while we're waiting for people to join us, I'm just gonna keep inviting some friends. And if you guys have been following me on Instagram, I'm having a ball over there with my Go Live sessions. It's a little bit nerve-wracking, but it's also a lot of fun. And I'm stepping out of my comfort zone and doing these live videos because a bunch of people, you might know me from like my videos on Facebook or YouTube. This hair is about to drive me really seriously nuts. I'm gonna stop messing with it in a minute. Anyway, okay. I'm ready for my close-up. Anyway, I'm just going to create my live videos every single day for Thursday. So this is day 3. For all of you who are just now getting on board. And I'm having fun, as you can probably tell. Let me turn the music down. So somebody mentioned today, actually, that it's kind of funny because hold on. It's kind of funny because they mentioned the fact that I'm always like happy and upbeat and whatever, and I get that so much. But you know what's funny? Like a lot of people say it like, you know, like that's a bad thing to be happy and upbeat and energetic and whatever. But I really don't care if people don't get that, right? Because guess what? Everybody really doesn't. People say they want to be happy and they say like, I want to be positive and I want to be around positive people and I don't like all the negative energy. But really, as my cousin Wart would say, they have an addiction to friction. They really do like all the drama and they really do like all the negative energy. And they like, some people feed off that. Like, you know, I'm sure you know somebody that feeds off of like a bunch of negative energy. They got to have a bunch of drama all the time. If everything is going smooth, they just can't handle it. And it's not my job to judge, but like, don't judge me because I'm happy. Don't judge me because I'm always upbeat and positive. It's fine. Not always, because I do have my days when I'm kind of like, you know, feeling crappy like everybody else. And so let me tell you a little bit about me if you really don't know who I am, because I just always assume everybody knows who I am. So my name is Kara Revels Crittenton, aka Success Coach Kara, or Miss Success, and you might know me from my YouTube videos. You might know me from see me at a live event or Facebook, or you might know me in real life or some other business venture or music industry, or you could know me from anywhere, or you could not know me from Adam. But I just, I'm glad you joined. So thanks for joining me. I appreciate that. And I'm just, if I'm looking around, it's because I'm up here trying to invite people, and I'm like really new to going live. So it's a little bit nerve wracking, even though I have done public speaking. So I am a serial entrepreneur. I'm a mom of 6. I'm a world traveler. I'm a philanthropist. I'm a real estate investor, a life and business coach, and a whole lot of other fun stuff. So I just really enjoy life, and my passion is business. Okay, so that's my thing. Like, my thing is business. If you're just joining me, hello, thank you, welcome, welcome, welcome. So I had this grand plan, y'all, right? I was going to go live on Facebook and Instagram at the same time, because I'm just like bad like that. Like, I'm that chick, right? So I'm really not, but anyway. But my phone decided not to cooperate. Y'all see this stupid thing? It's at like 1%. And it's been charging for a while. So I'm pretty sure the last time I broke it, see my little crack? Oh, wait, hold it. Everything is backwards. Okay. So see this little crack right there? I'm pretty sure that last time probably did her in. But hopefully, it'll keep working, because I am going to go live on Instagram as well, because Instagram is the jam. So if you didn't know, now you know. And so basically, like I was saying, my passion is business and mindset training and development, and just helping people to break out of their comfort zones, which is why I'm doing 2 things today that are outside of my comfort zone. One, I have like this little short sleeve thing on, and I'm not like a big sleeveless person because I don't like my biceps. Y'all see these guns? Okay, I don't have guns, but if I did, but it's okay because I'm working on that. So I'm doing my little workout or whatever, my little weights and stuff. So yeah, so I'm good with it. But so that's one thing, and the other thing is going live, because even though if you saw my other videos, like even though I've done public speaking, and I will talk to anybody who's like even anywhere in my vicinity, which is actually how I met my best friend. I just started talking to this chick in the store, and so that's how we became friends. But I'm kind of like that. So, but even though I've done a bunch of YouTube videos, and I have done a lot of public speaking, the difference is, and I used to sing in a club. Did y'all know I used to sing in a club? Like, yes, I did. And I was the lead vocalist, and so I would always get like really, really nervous. I did a YouTube video about this too. I would get like really nervous before I would sing. So I used to pick a spot at the back of the room, and I would sing to that spot. And so even though it looked like I was singing to the people, I was kind of staring past them, but they thought I was looking at them, even though I was, even though I wasn't. So that was one thing. And then also doing YouTube videos is kind of a lot easier because you can go and you can edit it, right? So if you don't like the way your hair looks, like if you don't like the way whatever, you can go and you can fix it. On the other hand, you cannot do that with live video. It's like, see is what you get. So I had asked you guys like to let me know what you wanted to talk about. What do you want to talk about? Because if you leave it up to me, we're going to talk about business and whatever else comes to mind. But along the lines of business, I do want to do like a series of topics about business, like how to start a business. What do you need to know? Because I know so many people really do. They want to start their own thing. So they want to start their own business. So that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. And then, if you have any questions, please, 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 like leave a comment, inbox me, like send me a message, if you have a question. Because one thing I've learned is that if one person has the question, then probably a whole bunch of other people have the same question. So having said that, if you have questions, just DM them to me. And I do have some questions that people have asked me, and I'm gonna like kind of read a couple of those, and then I'm gonna give you my standard answer, and I'm gonna give you my take on it. And I'm just gonna do like about 5 questions that I already have that people asked me about from my my Instagram go live that I did recently. So I'm going to go ahead and read those questions to you guys. But if you're just joining me, hello, it's Kara Vels Crittenton, aka Miss Success, also Success Coach Kara. And let me do something right quick. We're going back to the theme song, y'all. Are y'all ready for this? Are you ready for this? So I'm just going to take a couple more minutes, let people join us. But I'm going to be doing these live streams every day for the next 30 days, at least until the end of the month. So hopefully by the time the end of the month is gone, I'll be motivated to continue doing them because I really do love helping people. So like I said, I am a serial entrepreneur. I have had all types of businesses. I've been doing some type of business since I was about 5 years old, and I am a business expert. So when I'm saying that, I know how to help you get set up with your business or help you grow your business or whatever, then that's what I do. And I'm really passionate about business. And I was telling somebody before, like, I get hype when it comes to talking about business. The way people get hyped when their favorite sports team is coming out and they got the jerseys and they like, yo, you going down, son, like tonight. Like, yes, my team is playing. And that's how I get excited when it comes to discussing business. So, like I said, a lot of people want to know how to start a business and everything, like me messing with this hair, it starts right here. It starts with your mindset, right? So you have to, it's more than just, having a good idea, because everybody has good ideas. Everybody has good ideas, right? The difference between having a good idea and actually starting your business is taking that idea from idea to execution. So if you're not willing to put in the work and do what it takes for you to be able to start your business or to run a business successfully, then it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So don't even waste your time. And I don't mean that to be discouraging. I just mean that to be real. Like anybody that is an entrepreneur will tell you, or a business owner, because there's a difference between being an entrepreneur and a business owner, and a lot of people don't know that. Like, a business owner can own anything. You can own a physical product, you can have a store, you can have 10 employees or 100 employees or no employees, and just be you. And that's one thing. A business is more like a system. I'm sorry for messing with my hair, but they shouldn't have this screen right here where I can see myself, and that would solve the problem. But anyway, so, and being an entrepreneur means that you're willing to take risk, that you are willing to put yourself out there, that you're willing to invest your all into that thing. So I'm going to actually look up the definition of entrepreneur and the definition of business owner so I can give you guys a better understanding of the difference. But in the meantime, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to read off these few questions that I have here and just about starting a business. Okay, so, and the good thing that I do like about Facebook Live that I don't like about Instagram, as much as I love Instagram, Instagram is the jam, right? What I don't like about Instagram, is that after 24 hours, your Instagram stories disappear unless you remember to save them and like. So since I knew it going live, I did not save my Instagram story, so I lost it. So here we go. Okay, so the first question people want to know is, what's the first thing you need to do when you're starting a business? And I'm reading off my little my little notes here. So the first thing you got to do, right, is your business like really, is your idea really, really viable? So what I mean by that is like I said, everybody has good ideas. People have a million ideas. And so you could say, okay, I want to open, let's just pretend that you live in Hawaii and you want to open up a ski shop. Now, nothing says that you can't have a ski shop in Hawaii, right? And people need skis if they want to go skiing. So I don't know. I'm not a climate expert. I don't know if there's even any place that it does snow in Hawaii. I kind of don't think so, but let's just pretend that there's not. Okay, let's just say there's no snow in Hawaii. Why would you open up a ski shop in Hawaii, right? Because if you're going to open up a ski shop in Hawaii, where's your customers? Where are they coming from? Like, if I live in Hawaii and I want to go skiing, I'm going to go somewhere where there's snow, and more than likely, I'm going to buy my snow, my snowsuit and my skis and my boots and all that kind of stuff from the place that where it makes sense for there to be a ski shop. So hopefully you guys got what I meant by that. So when you're thinking about what type of business you want to start, you need to make sure that your idea is viable and that it makes sense. It makes sense for where you are, where your business is going to be, who your audience is, all those type of things. So number one thing is to make sure that your business idea is not just viable, but that it makes sense for your target market, or where you are. Where are you going to start the business? If you're going to start, like I said, if you're going to start a ski business in Hawaii, you might be challenged just a little bit getting customers. Now, here's another thing though, just to be clear, because let's say you want to start an internet business, which is one of the things that I did, right? I got hurt in a car accident and I was like, okay, it's going through like the world's like, let's just say that I was going through a very interesting divorce. Okay. And at the time it was like, okay, I had to figure out what I needed to do, how I was going to come up with ways to do things for my kids and myself and my mom at the time. And while I was in the midst of that, I got hurt in a car accident. So the typical things that I would have been able to do, I couldn't do because I couldn't get out. I couldn't really do anything. So I started looking online and I was looking at a bunch of different things and I started seeing all this stuff on the internet and people making money online. And so my mind went to, hey, people are making millions of dollars on the internet. What are they doing and how can I do it? Because I had already created one successful business that started in my bedroom and turned into a multi-million-dollar corporation. So I'm like, okay, I know how to run a business successfully. I know what it takes. I know all the long hours, the sleepless nights, everything that comes with it. But now how do I take that same success and translate it into an online business? So I started doing research and I found different things that worked. I found a bunch of stuff that didn't work. And then I found things that actually did work, but they took it was like a big learning curve. So I knew the average person didn't have the time or maybe the financial resources or whatever to actually learn everything that you would need to learn to do these internet businesses. And another big part of me is like, I really love helping people. And that's my philanthropic side. I love to help people, willing people, because I've helped a lot of people over the years that were willing, unappreciative, and just, sickening. So anyway, back to the ski shop analogy. So now let's say you are in Hawaii. You say, I really want to open this ski thing. Well, that's something that you could look into doing an internet business with, right? Because it was an internet business, and that's why I love online marketing, is that it doesn't matter where you are. You can sell anything to anybody. You can sell the world is your marketplace. So you don't have to worry about, having a business on the corner of, I'm going to give my Philly people a shout out. Like my parents used to have a flower shop at 52nd and Master. So if you guys, anybody remembers Bobby's Floral Designs, that was my mom and dad. My mom was Bobby. My dad was Paul. So anyway, side note. So like I said, so if you want to start a business, first things first, make sure that it's viable. Does your idea make sense? Is it a product or service that you would buy, that you would spend money for? And not just you, because you might want something that a lot of other people wouldn't want to purchase. So you have to say, okay, I like this, but how many other people would want to buy the same thing, right? Okay, then once you make sure that it's viable, then you have to see, where are my customers? So do you want a brick and mortar business, which is going to be, like a shop, a restaurant or whatever at the corner of such and such a street, or in a mall or whatever? And is that the type of business you want? Or do you want an internet business where basically the world is your customer? Well, your customer is global. I won't say the world, because it still goes back to your target audience and like, who are the people that you want to reach? Okay, so hopefully that made sense. Now, second question that I get is, do I need a business plan? You want to run a business, right? So if you want to run a business, yes, you need a business plan. So I see a lot of people that start and they don't have a business plan. And when I say you need a business plan, that doesn't necessarily mean that you need a full-blown, 32-page dissertation about everything that your business is going to do and everything that you hope to accomplish within the next 50 years. It can be a one-pager. Your business plan just needs to basically say, right, who you are, what you're doing, what your business is about, what you're going to focus on, what products or services are you going to sell. Who is your target audience? Who are you going to sell these things to? How are they going to find you? Are you in a physical location, or are you going to be an internet-based business? And if you're going to be in a physical location, how are you going to get people to that business? Same thing with the internet, because if you have an internet business, you still have to get people to like your website or whatever to buy your product. Sorry for moving the camera around, but whatever. If you're just joining me, hey, it's Kara Bells Quinton, aka Miss Success and Success Coach Kara, and we are live, all the way live. So I am in a 30-day challenge to go live for the next 30 days, or for 30 days. So this is day 3 of that. And I did a couple of videos already, mostly on Instagram, but I'm here on Facebook tonight because I just, I have a lot of awesome followers and fans and friends and stuff on Facebook, and I just wanted to just kind of show you guys some love too. So, all right, so here's my theme song in case you missed it. And I said before, if you notice, but you might be a little bit old. You might be. I'm not saying you are. We're live. Hey, we're all the way live. It's all the way live. It's all the way live. All right, so enough of that. Okay, so hopefully you guys stay, you understand where I'm going. All right, so let's get to, that was question number 2, and let's go to question number 3. And if you missed it, I'm just reading off some questions that people have asked me about starting a business, because I am passionate about business. I created one multi-million-dollar corporation with Mr. X, and he's still running that happily. Happy to say that business is still going strong. And I am currently building 3 other businesses. And my main business right now is a social media management company. And, it's funny about business. I'll just give you guys this as an aside that most of the time when you start a business, it morphs into something else. Like, for instance, when we started the IT company, we had one thing in mind for what the company was going to be, right? We had certain services and things that we were going to focus on. But as things went on, and sorry, I'm looking all around, I'm inviting people to our little chat here. But as things went on, the business kind of went a whole different direction. And it wasn't even the direction that we had set for the business. So you don't want to, your business will morph and change. Like a corporation is called a corporate entity, right? And an entity is like a life form. So when you start your business or your corporation, sometimes it will take on a life of its own. One thing you want to do is make sure that even if things kind of start to morph a little bit, that you still stay kind of focused on in your wheelhouse. What I mean by that is, like, don't start going so far into a different direction with your business that you don't know anything about, that you end up having to bring in people to run your business because you don't know, what you're doing. So, I mean, that may mean that you have to set up a whole different type of a business structure. So I hope that makes sense. Again, if you have any questions, like, just drop me a question, shoot me a comment, say hi, say hello if you're here, just check in with me, because I love helping people, right? And people over the years, I do business coaching, right? But it started out because while I was building my business, people were always asking me questions. Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? And I was like, sure, of course I can help you. And when I started doing that, it wasn't even called coaching. It was just called, like, giving people advice, I guess. I don't think it had an official title. But now we call it coaching, right? So everybody's a coach. Everybody's an expert. No, they're not. Do your homework, okay? Like me, like, you can Google me and you can see. And that doesn't mean, like, just because you can't Google somebody, that doesn't mean they don't know what they're talking about. It just means that they may or may not be an expert. So it's up to you to do your due diligence, and you just make sure that, this hair is driving me crazy, that the people that you're dealing with and that you're putting your trust in and your money into, that they know what the heck they're talking about, okay? And so that means that you need to know exactly what you're talking about, or have a good idea, so you can weed out the phonies of the world. Okay, so let's just put it like that. All right, so the next question we have is, okay, what do you do? How do you get your family to support you? So this is a good one, right? You need your family support. Yes, of course. You need your family to be behind you, especially if you're married, or if you're in a long-term relationship, or if you live, like, with your parents, or anybody that you need to get on board with you so that you can do what you need to do. Now, let me just tell you this. It doesn't always work that way. Sometimes the people that should be there to support you and should have your back and should encourage you, for whatever reasons, they don't, right? You have people that, I went through, like, a major situation, and some people know, the deal, and some people don't, but where the person that should have had my back and been in my corner and on my team actually was kind of jealous. And it was really crazy, because, like, okay, so everything I'm doing is for a group benefit. It's the team effort. But sometimes people cannot see that. And if they can't see it, a lot of times you have to make a decision, like, okay, do I really need to have their support to continue doing what I'm doing? Or do I just need to go ahead and do what I got to do? And I'm a big fan of most of the time, you just got to do what you got to do. They'll either get on board or they'll get gone. Like I said, get on or get going. Bye-bye, deuces, next. Moving right along. So, but seriously, like if you need to, it is important that you get buy-in, right? And buy-in is just like, make sure that the people that have a vested interest, like if you have a business and you're married, that your husband or your wife is in agreement with what you're doing. And if they're not, like I said, sometimes you have to just say, you know what, I still got to do what I got to do, and that's it. And that's very hard for some people. A lot of people need. I'm gonna say this. Okay, so people feel like they need validation and outside validation from other people. And you know what? You really don't. You do not need anybody else's validation. Now, unless they're paying your bills and they're taking care of you and all that kind of stuff, then maybe you need a little bit of support from them. But really, you don't need validation from anybody else. Like, you need validation from yourself. It might be nice to have everybody on your team, but let's just face it, it's not going to be that way. And I'm a realist in a lot of ways, but I'm also like, I'm just practical, I guess, right? And logical. And you don't need everybody's support. Everybody's opinion does not count. Like, honestly. I had this meme up on my Instagram, and it said, "Stop taking constructive criticism from people who have never constructed anything." Right? So they never did anything. They never did anything. Like, they tell you, "Oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that," but they never do anything. Or they do stuff, but they're not doing what they want to do. Right? So if you don't want to do what you want to do, if you don't want to live your dream, then don't. But then don't try to discourage somebody else who's decided, hey, I'm going to go for it and I'm going to live my dreams and I'm going to do the things that I want to do. You know, don't try to discourage other people. So, like I said, so that question was about, how do you get the support of your friends and family? And honestly, sometimes the biggest support that you're going to get from your friends and family and anybody else is just results. Like, you start getting results and then they'll believe it. Some people have to see it before they believe it. Now, in the case of starting a business, you know, sometimes it takes a little while before you start, you know, making a profit and things like that. And people are like, well, I don't know, and it's not going to work, and blah, 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 blah. Okay. It's not going to work. Okay. You don't have to believe it. As long as you believe it and you stay encouraged and you do what you need to do, that's all that really matters. So don't get hung up on what other people have to say or think or whatever. Like I said, unless they are physically putting money in your pocket, you don't need their support. And when you start making some money, they'll come around anyway. So just go with that. In the meantime, don't worry about what anybody else says, and I mean that sincerely. Okay, so let me see. Question number 4 is, and if you're just joining me, hello, and thank you for joining me. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule in your life to just join little old me while I am discussing right now. We're talking about business, right? But I want you guys to know, like I said, I'm a mom. I have 6 kids. I help raise my niece. I always had an extra niece or nephew or somebody else's kids, around all the time too. So you can ask me questions about whatever you want to. Like I said, when I put this up, I said, whatever you want to talk about, right? So my main thing with me is business and mindset, because I understand that in order for people to succeed, you have to get your mind right. And so many people are so messed up by, people that told us you can't do this and you can't do that. And they always want to question everything you do. And why are you doing this? And why are you doing that? And Once again, don't take constructive criticism from people who haven't constructed anything. Okay, so I'm not going to use the S word, but you know exactly what I mean. If they haven't done, then don't expect them to be able to tell you. Now, you can use those people as an example of what not to do. You can say, okay, I see what you're not doing, and I'm not going to do that. So let that, kind of help you out too. All right, so question number 4 is, how do you choose a business name? Well, that's kind of a good question. You choose a business. I'm sorry, my back hurts. You choose a business name. There's a lot of ways to choose a business name. So one thing is you can do, the best thing is like find something that the industry that you're interested, right? And look at names of the other successful businesses that are in your niche, right? Your niche, which is like businesses that are already doing what it is you want to do. And look at some of those names. Unless they're names like, like a family name like Campbell Soup or Ford Motor Company or something like that, kind of get an idea of like, okay, these are the types of names that these types of businesses use, and then you can do that. You can always go with your own name. For instance, I like catchy little acronyms. I gotta tell you guys this story, right? So my moniker is Miss Success, right? MS number 6 CESS, Miss Success, right? And so I started that because when my ex and I parted ways, yes, I'm very happily divorced, thank you. Soon to be remarried, hopefully, because that's on the list. Not today though, don't worry. I'm not looking, so y'all chill. But anyway, the name of our company started with a 6. And I had come up with this catchphrase for the company, and it was like success, right? So I used the 6 and then CESS for success. And so when I was thinking about my next business venture, everybody, because that company was government contracting, so like federal government contractor. So if anybody's interested in how to do federal contracting, let me know. You can DM me, you can leave me a message in the comments or whatever, and I will definitely get with you. Now, let me just say that I'm doing these live streams just because I want to help people. Twofold while I'm doing these live streams, right? 1, I love helping people. 2, I'm passionate about business. Well, 3. And 3 is because this live streaming and video is the wave of the future. And I said this the other day on my live stream on Instagram, which basically is this. I'm going to tell you guys a secret, right? If you don't assimilate, you will die. You will die. You will be out of here like the dinosaurs. Like, you have to change with the times. Look at all these stores that have gone out of business, and why? Because they didn't change. They just decided, okay, this is, there's no reason for us to have an internet store. Like, there's no reason for us to change. Pick whatever. Look at like Blockbuster. They had the opportunity, I believe, to get in on Netflix or something like that. I gotta look up. Spouting off statistics if I don't have the exact thing. That's the Leo in me, because we just don't like to be wrong about stuff. But anyway, Blockbuster had the opportunity to get in on one of these things that became like this huge deal, right? And they didn't take advantage of it because they were like, it's not gonna last. Who would buy movies like Redbox, right? They're like, who would buy movies out of like a machine? Nobody's going to do that. And then you can't keep track of that. And well, what happened, right? And then they're like, people are not going to buy movies over the internet and all that kind of stuff. And of course, we already know all about Netflix, right? So same thing, I believe, another major corporation had the opportunity to get in on Facebook, like when it was, in its infancy, and they had the same attitude, like, no, I don't think so. It's not going to be that big a deal. Now they're out of business, and they used to be a major corporation. Hold on, you guys. They were a major corporation, and they had the opportunity to get in on the ground floor with Facebook, but they were like, that's not going to last. That social media stuff, that's a fad. That won't last. Nobody who's going to sit around and talk to people all day. It's just like phones. I could give you an example, like when the cell phones came out with the cameras and all that, and I was like, I don't need a phone with a camera. I know what you look like. I don't need to take pictures of you. I know what I look like. I don't need to take pictures of me. But guess what? How many people now own a separate camera that's not on their phone? Like most people, their camera is their phone. And that's even a criteria that people like me who are doing internet marketing and things like that, and just people in general, that's a criteria for a lot of people. Is like, how good is the camera, right? You know that. And the cameras nowadays on a cell phone are better quality than the cameras were back in the day that you spent a whole bunch of money for. So anyway, back to our fourth question, which was how do you choose a business name? Okay, so look at the industries that you're working in and pick a business name. So like for instance, my social media management company is Social Media Success, like the 6 CESS. There's two parts of it: Social Media Success and then Social Media Success Solutions, like regular success and then solutions, right? And the reason for that is because I want it to be easy for people to find me, but it also is catchy. Social Media Success, like the name says it all. It's a social media company, and it's about helping you be successful with that. My coaching business is Your Life by Design, right? Because you're going to live your life two ways. You're going to live it by default, or you're going to live it by design. So, that's why my coaching business is Your Life by Design. Now, when I do like consulting outside of the life coaching space, I just go by Success Coach Kara and Kara Crittenton, right? So that's a little side note for you guys. So that's how you choose a business name. Okay, and then also you want to choose a business name. You don't want anything that's like overcomplicated or that's 10 miles long and people are like, God, I can't remember what the name of the company was. And it was like Johnny Rocket Tree Spaceship and Used Tires. Because nobody's going to find you unless they look into the really stupid long behind names directory. You're not going to show up. So that's a way to find find a name for your company. And then so inbox me if you have any questions, and I can kind of help you come up with some ideas for your names. Now, my coaching services are not free. I do not do free coaching. You can prick my brain. You can inbox me and ask me a question, and I'll answer it, maybe one or two. But like, no, you can't. You can't have me help you design a whole business plan and a business model and help you come up with all this cool stuff and think I'm going to do it for free, because that's just not how life works. And let's face it, if you want to start a business, or if you're already in business, then you already know that you're in business to make money, which is exactly the same reason that I'm in business, besides the fact that I'm very passionate about it. Okay, so our last question number 5 is, what is question number 5? Should I incorporate, or how do you figure out your legal structure? Okay, so how do you figure out the legal structure of your business? A lot of people get like so hung up and caught up on this, and I'm kind of a no excuses person, right? So people that coach with me or people that I give advice to, like, if you don't ask if you don't want honest feedback, don't ever ask me what I think. Don't ask me my opinion. Don't ask me to help you if you really are not prepared to take action with things I tell you that'll help you, right? That doesn't mean that I think you have to do everything I say to do, but like I said, if I have done this, I know what I'm doing, I know what to do, and I know what not to do, so I can help you, or I can steer you in the right direction. And one thing as far as like with me, if I don't know the answer, I'm not ashamed to say, like, you know what, I don't know. But that's a really good question. I'm going to find out the answer, right? And so I'll go and I'll find out the answer. And then I'll come back and I'll let you know what it is. Because now I've helped you, but I've also gained some knowledge for myself, which is really important because, you again, you have to continually be learning. You have to grow. You have to assimilate. You have to stay up to date, go with the flow. Don't be one of these people that, like, you can't do anything because you're so stuck in the past and the way, well, we always did it that way. Well, you know what? The way you always did it is the reason a whole lot of these businesses right now are going out of business, because they're so stuck on the way they always did stuff. And well, coming up and mama and them. And again, getting back to this one, don't take constructive criticism from someone who's never constructed anything. So if they're telling you what to do and they've never done it, sometimes you can listen to people. Because just because somebody's never done something doesn't mean they can't tell you or give you some ideas. So my dad used to say, when people talk to you, you take what you can use, you use it, and the rest of it you just let go by the side of the way, by the side, whatever. You know what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm saying. And so that legal structure. So again, don't get so caught up on whether you should be an S corp or a C corp or an LLC or an LTD or a partnership or a sole proprietor. First of all, if you have partners, then you know that you're going to be a partnership. At the very least, your corporate structure, if you have a partner, is going to be a partnership, right? So then if it's going to be a partnership, you have to decide the percentages. Like, are we 50-50? Are we, 49-51? Are we whatever? Now, after having had a very interesting situation happen to me, if I partner with anybody, like I'm always looking to partner with people. I'm always looking for opportunities to, get into new business ventures. I'm always looking to help people to grow. If I partner with someone, I'm absolutely 50-50. If it's not 50-50, then I'm not going to do it at all. I will work with you and I'll help you to grow, but then you'll be looking at more of a coaching situation or a consulting situation as opposed to partnering with me, because I only do like 50-50 deals, or however many people are involved in the business. Like, we have an entertainment company, and in the entertainment company there's 4 of us, and so the 4 of us have equal ownership of the company. So that's fine, I can do that, but it's not 50-50. So anyway, you'll either be a partnership if you have partners, or you can form a corporation if you want to do that. And you have an LLC, which is a limited liability corporation, which means if somebody sues you, like if there's like 4 of you or 2 of you or whatever, and somebody sues you, you're not totally responsible personally for any monies that would have to be paid out. You have a limited amount of liability, and that's something that you would need to talk to your tax professional about, like how you go about what the corporate structure is for you. But don't get so caught up in that. Like, for right now, if you're trying to start a business, just start as a sole proprietor. If it's just you, then it's just you. Depending on what you're doing. Now, if you're a dentist or you're in the medical field or something like that, then you absolutely need to have some type of coverage that will cover you if people get injured. You need to be incorporated in those instances. If you want to incorporate, then I will always suggest that you start with an S corp, right? Because an S corp is going to give you a lot of coverage as far as with your business. Is going to like insulate your business from a lot of different things, like if somebody tries to sue you or something like that. But you also might need to be a C corp. So those are things you'll want to talk to your accountant about. But in the beginning, don't get so caught up in that. And especially if you're doing internet marketing, you don't need to really, there's a lot of things when you're doing internet marketing that you don't have to worry about as much as if you're doing like a brick and mortar business. Hang on, guys, 1 second. I have to sneeze. Okay, I don't want y'all see me sneezing. I'm in my little niece's bedroom because I'm up here Philly visiting. And that's why I got these cute little pink walls, the little pink curtains and stuff. But anyway, so don't get so caught up on the structure and all that. All right, so then the next thing, and this is that was number 5, right? So I'm just going to recap real quick, and then I'm going to be done. And like I said, anything you guys want to talk about, I just decided to do this one tonight. It's a little impromptu because, one, it is part of my 30-day Go Live Instagram challenge and a Go Live marketing challenge with CC, the six-figure chick, and a whole bunch of awesome women. And we're doing this challenge together, 30 days. And I decided to come on Facebook because I'm always showing the gram some love because I just love Instagram. But I love all of you guys over here at Facebook. I have tons of fans and lots of friends here. So, it's kind of cool. So question number 1 was, how do you decide what type of business to have? And that goes back to, first of all, you want to decide if your idea is a good idea. Will it work? Would you buy that product? Not only would you buy that product or service, but would other people buy the same product or service? Okay. Then the second question was, do you need a business plan? And the answer is yes. Yes, you're starting a business, so you need a business plan. But like I said, it doesn't have to be anything long and drawn out. It can just be a 1-page plan that basically tells who you are, your background, why this company is viable, what product or service you're going to offer. It can give some other basic information like what type of corporation you are or business entity you are. It doesn't necessarily have to be a corporation. And then if you're looking for investors, you're going to have to go a little more in depth because you're going to have to explain to them how they're going to get their money back. So I'll do another video about that one day about ROI, which is return on investment, which people are going to put the money up. They want their money back. So you need to have a plan of how you're going to be able to pay those people back. And let's just face it. The one thing is it's an investment, right? So every business does not go from what my one of my business went from, like in 3 years, we went over the $1 million mark, right? From 0 to over $1 million in 3 years. That's not typically the norm. Now, if you're doing internet marketing, like that's something you could totally do. It's very feasible, but that's not for everybody. So if somebody is investing in you, they have to understand that they're taking a risk. They may or may not get their money back. It's just like any other type of investment. You cannot guarantee an investment. You can hope that it works out well, and the idea is that you want your business to grow and pay people their money back and have even more money. And then the other thing about investment, just what I'm talking about it, is do not take an investment. Don't take a loan or anything like that unless you need to. Kind of bootstrap it a little bit on your own, and then go out there and get other people's money when you have something that's viable that you can show them, hey, here, look at this, and that'll help you. And then the business plan, yes, you absolutely need a business plan. The other thing was, how do you get your family and friends on board? Listen, sometimes they're just not going to come. They're not going to come through for you. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but they may discourage you even. And I'm going to say this, like a lot of times, family and friend. Now, fortunately for me, the majority of people that are in my circle are very supportive, and a lot of them are already entrepreneurial minded, or they believe in me. So they know, like, if I say I'm going to do something, if I put my mind to it, it's going to get done. But that doesn't mean everybody's going to support you. So you're going to have to, like, if you're a sensitive person, you're going to have to develop a real thick skin real quick, because a lot of people, they may or may not be on board. So you got to be okay with rolling with it anyway. If they're on board, great. If they're not, hey, I get on you. Then the next thing was, how do you choose a business name? And my number one suggestion for that is go look at other businesses that are already doing what you're doing and see what the trend is with those businesses. How are they coming up with their names, and then go with that. But you also want, if you're not going to use your personal name or your family name, like, Johnson's Mortuary, or Becky's Babysitting, right? If you're not going to do something like that, you want the name to say what it is you do. Like I said, my social media management company is Social Media Success, right? Because that's what we do. We do your social media and we help you to be successful, right? Okay, so last but not least was, how do you figure out what type of corporate structure you need? And we talked about that. Don't get so hung up on that at the very beginning. That is something you need to consider, but it's not something that you need to wait until you figure it all out before you start. Like, get started. Just, if you got an idea, start on it today. Start researching. Talk to your friends and family. Throw something up on Facebook and see if people are interested in what it is you have to sell, and go from there. Now, I'm working on something now. I'm starting to do digital products. So what that is, that looks like workbooks. That looks like training, sheets and schedules and planners and things like that. And also like video training, where we'll have different topics and different modules, and we'll go through those trainings, and you'll be able to buy them and download them and work on them at your own pace. I know everybody's excited. I know I'm excited about it. So that is another revenue stream for me, right? Like, the average millionaire has 7 streams of revenue. So if you've only got one business or one thing going, then you need to either figure out how to take that business and diversify it into some other things, or you need to come up with some other revenue streams. That's another thing that I'm really, really good at. I can help you come up with some other ideas of what you could do with what you already have. So, for instance, I'll just give you a quickie here. Let's say that you have you are a fitness trainer, which I actually have a partner that is a fitness trainer. So let's just say you're a fitness trainer. What else could you do besides just training people? You could come up with customized nutrition plans, and people will pay you for that. You can come up with customized videos where you might record yourself walking that client through a series of trainings, and then they can take those videos, use them, download them, whatever it is. Like, you put it on a private YouTube page where that client has access to it, but they paid you for that, right? You could sell t-shirts and water bottles and headbands and different things like that. So right there, you've already taken that one thing you're doing, which is training, and you've turned it into several more revenue streams. And then you could do stuff like motivational videos, where you're just, putting up YouTube videos and stuff like that, with you kind of working out, and just have some background music so people can see you go through the moves. So there's a lot of different things that you can do. You could write an ebook, like how you help your clients go from, overweight or unhealthy or whatever, and to get healthy. So you could do that. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do things, and you can do that for pretty much any business, and that's something I can help you with. Okay, so that was it. That is it. That is our 5 questions, like about basically how to start up a business, questions that people ask me, and Thank you all for coming, and it has been a blast. And so I'm going to do this. I'm going to be live every single day, either here or over on Instagram, which is my jam. And so we're out, and let me play our outro. What's our outro going to be? All right. Our intro is live all the way live, and I'm about to show y'all my favorite new song. One of my favorite new songs. That's how I feel. All right, y'all ready? Let's get out of here. Hey! Y'all ready? We got to start from the beginning. This is Bruno Mars. So, hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm out. It's been fun. Kara Belspinton, a.k.a. Miss Success, Success Coach Kara. And ciao for now. Hey, 24 karat magic in the air.